What's up, everybody? Erica here with yet again another one. I focus primarily on personality disorders, narcissism, ASPD, sociopaths, codependency, because, much like I've said before, I've shared my experience within myself that I did suffer from codependency issues, but I delve more deeper into it because people who suffer from codependency, people who have had codependency problems, when they're in relationships, when they're just involved with people as a whole, tend to attract certain type of people that carry opposite traits, yet magnetizing at the same time, if that makes sense. But I primarily focus on narcissism because it's more common than a lot of people think. Now, I don't make my main focus on narcissism being in romantic relationships, as you can all see in my videos, okay? There is a root to it. There's always going to be a root to something that is created. Narcissism runs throughout family, friends, and even workplace, okay? But in this video, I'm going to give you signs of a cheating narcissist and the common lies, the most common lies that narcissists and sociopaths use in relationships. Now, bear this in mind. Just because some of the signs may seem familiar to you does not necessarily mean that they are a narcissist or a sociopath. I have to make this very, very clear. Do not diagnose, do not self-diagnose, and do not sit there and just flat out call someone a narcissist, okay? That is left for professionals. But in this video, you're going to learn some of the things and some of the lies to look out for in the future. So the first sign is, early on in the relationship, they're very, very expressive, boldly expressive as to how honest and trustworthy they are. Okay, they'll adamantly declare to you how they would never cheat on you, how they would never lie to you. They'll freely give you information, and they'll go as far as even telling you about a traumatic experience in their previous relationship where they were cheated on, depicting themselves as the victim. So you can feel sorry for them and look at everyone else as, of course, the perpetrators, okay? Anyone who's genuinely authentic, they don't need to consistently, repeatedly express, I'm trustworthy, I'm faithful, I'm loyal, I'm this, I'm that, especially when actions speak louder than words, okay? Someone who does all of that and they're showing you certain signs that aren't right, those are red flags. You got to be careful because cheating signs, all while claiming they were the ones cheated on, okay, or claiming that they're faithful and honest and loving and all that stuff, that is a form of projection and gaslighting. That's to keep you off balance, okay? So if you see yourself questioning them, or you're basically seeing certain patterns or certain signs, certain things don't look right, you bring it to their attention, they get extremely defensive. They will tell you you're crazy, you're jealous, you're insecure, you need to stop it, you need to stop this, you need to stop that. That is all gaslighting. Be very careful. Pay attention to the red signs. You see that color right there? That's red, right? Pay attention to those red flags because that can be the huge difference between wasting your time in a very, very toxic relationship or moving the hell on. Sign number 2. They frequently cancel plans or disappear for days and you don't hear from them until they return. Now, if you're in the beginning stages of dating a narcissist, okay, sometimes you may notice if they disappear for a few days and then they just pop up, or they may cancel plans or even make last minute plans with you. Understand, this is them rotating back and forth. This is them going in between supply, different victims, okay? Narcissists are notoriously known for having a harem of different types of supply, male or female, all right? You pick which side it is. But they're known for that because they like to rotate. They're extremely entitled. So even if you're in an exclusive relationship with them, they're still going to be on the outskirts doing all of that flaky shit, okay? Bouncing around. Got a bunch of different of the opposite sex surrounding them. And in long-term abusive relationships, if a narcissist is cheating or they plan on going for new supply, they'll stonewall you, meaning they'll give you the silent treatment. All right. They'll either create arguments out of thin air. All right. Or they'll say, Let's go on a break. Because they don't want to break up with you. They want to separate from you, ignore you, silent treatment you, stonewall you, do all of that. All in the interim of while looking for new supplies, something else that may fit their needs. Of course, if they don't find that, then they'll be more than willing to come back and make it work with you. But if they do, then they're more than happy to continue doing the mental abuse, emotional abuse, the silent treatment, put you in fight or flight mode, drive you crazy. Oh yes, all of this while requesting, let's go on a break. Sign number 3, their social media is shady and they love to create triangles, love triangles. So if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you'll notice certain things about their social media that's already going to throw you off. For example, they won't put that they're in a relationship with you. Or you'll notice on their social media, they follow sexually explicit accounts or really raunchy accounts that you would find a bit tasteless. They're also known to be on dating apps, even in committed relationships. They flirt online or offline with a random number of people. Or if you have a narcissist who does not have any social media accounts, that's more of a way for them to protect themselves. So that way no one knows about the other person. Okay, that's a form of triangulation where they can basically rotate around, which I've explained in my last video. You think of a merry-go-round, okay? Nobody has to know of each other, but they're just passing around to each. Be very careful with that. Extremely careful. If you're starting to date someone and you notice certain things are not right, listen, I'm not saying they're a narcissist, but I'm saying that you got to be very, very careful. Pay close attention to those red flags. Sign number 4, you discover their victims or their other victims try to warn you. So basically, after everything happens, you'll notice that the narcissist is being called out by people that he or she previously dated. Okay? This is a very, very big red flag. All right? If someone's trying to warn you, pay attention to that. Now, the narcissist is going to tell you, oh, they're just obsessed with me. They're just mad because I didn't want to be with them anymore. The narcissist will preemptively strike. The narc will tell people lies in a smear campaign, basically invalidating the victim. So if the victim is trying to express or trying to forewarn people or trying to just warn people in general, the narcissist is going to flip it around and say, well, that person's just jealous. They're obsessed with me. I didn't want to be with them. So this is what they're doing. They're spreading rumors and lies and things to that effect. The narcissist will go as far as saying that the victim is a stalker or crazy, when in reality, the victim just endured the most horrific type of emotional and mental abuse that someone can go through. Okay? And if you notice that the narcissist exes, okay, are trying to publicly warn or call them out or try to warn you in regards to what is going on, listen, everyone has to discern their own situation, but take it into account. Okay? Just take it into account. Considering that narcissism is very rampant, you can't be too safe in situations. Pay attention to those red flags. That's what's most important. I understand relationships. You're high, you're feeling good, everything's all good, but you know something, when we don't pay attention, those red flags really hit us in the end. And sign number 5, you catch them chronically lying all for no good reason. All right? We know that they lie. We know that narcissists and sociopaths lie. Okay? But there's no reason to lie. But they do it because it's either to protect themselves or to not get caught in cheating. Okay? They'll give you elaborate tales about who their friend really is. All right? Or they'll lie to you about where they were the night before. Okay? You can be on social media in the most romantic, loving, caring relationship, showing the entire world. Meantime, they're cheating. They're messing around with somebody else. You can be on a vacation somewhere like Hawaii or something and thinking that you're on the most romantic trip of your life. They're on dating apps talking to other people. Or if you're the primary boyfriend or girlfriend, if they're not with you, then they're with the person that they're cheating with. So if weekends are reserved for the boyfriend or the girlfriend, then weeknights are reserved for the side chick or the side dude. All right. That's what they do, unfortunately. And all of this is done because they love the thrill. Even at the most slightest chance of getting caught, it's the thrill of it, of almost getting caught, of almost being put in that position. Okay. They're risk takers. Narcissists and sociopaths are extreme risk takers. All right. And they have no problem going outside of your relationship because they feel entitled. They feel that they have something to prove to themselves. It's all about them. It's all about what they want. And if they ain't getting it from you, you're not giving them that good supply, they're going to find somebody else to do it. Now, some of the common lies that they would tell you. Lie number 1, I would never lie to you, which in turn means as I'm telling you this, I'm lying to you right now. Okay? They don't have a problem lying to you. They just don't want you to find out that they're lying to you. They'll constantly try to harp on you in regards to that they're loyal, they're faithful, they're honest. I would never cheat on you. I would never do these things to you, so forth and so on, blah, blah, blah. If you're anything like me, let me explain something to you. If anyone tries to say something about you and you know that you're authentically telling the truth, no matter what the circumstances, okay? I've said this in my other video. Keep proof of everything. Do you understand what I'm saying? Keep proof of everything, because if you know you're telling the truth, everything that's etched in stone cannot be negated. Line number 2, I was hanging out with friends. Now, if they tend to disappear every so often, or if you don't hear from them for long periods of time, or whatever the case may be, or you're on a break, you know, and they're stonewalling you and they're doing X, Y, and Z, they're grooming their new victims, okay? Because they have a big harem of people of the opposite sex that can stroke their ego. And because of the fact that they have so many people stroking their ego, well, what do they need with you, right? So what are they doing? They're grooming their new victims. So as they're gaslighting you, they're stonewalling you, they're silent treatmenting you, they're grooming the next one, okay? Be careful with that. Please be careful with that. I don't have many friends. I keep it that way, all right? Be very careful with, I was hanging with my friend. Next slide. My ex was so toxic and dishonest. Naturally, the truth is that they were toxic and dishonest. But because the person saw through them, saw who they really were, they saw through the mask, naturally they had to discard them. They had to terminate them, so to speak, because they were found out. And they have to now work hard to convince you that their ex was a toxic one. Their ex was the one who was dishonest to them, because now the manipulation tactics have to go even harder, especially if there's any chance of you even coming in contact with their ex. Okay? Be very, very, very careful. All right? I'm not saying that everyone who sits there and says this person was, cheating on me is not telling the truth. You got to use your discernment, use your intuition, pay close attention to things. Next one. They mean nothing to me. You're my one and only, which translates to all of this rivalry, and I love it. I love the fact that people are competing for me, because I get so bored being in a committed relationship, a loving, honest, trustworthy, committed relationship, someone who is willing to be a good partner to me. I love the attention. I love the competition. I love my ego being stroked. I love everything that is being put on the line for me. Everyone is competing for me, and I have no intention on even entertaining them on that level. I get to use, I get to abuse, I get to lie, all while looking pretty or looking handsome and having everyone compete over me. All right? Yeah, that's another lie they use. You're my one and only. So guys, listen, they don't always have to be a narcissist. They don't always have to be a sociopath. Whether you're dealing with a narcissist or not, you should be looking for the red flags regardless, okay? You can save yourself a lot of time if you just pay close attention, all right? Because a cheater is a cheater, no matter who they are, no matter what they do. They're a cheater. They're going to always continue to be that way. But when you're dealing with a narcissist, remember, it's about self-validation. It's about their needs. It's about their wants. And they are willing to go through any lengths to make sure that it is fulfilled. Even if it means walking all over you, lying to you, hurting you, manipulating you, abusing you, okay? Horrible things said to you, putting their hand, it could be anything, right? Don't put yourself through that problem. Don't put yourself through those troubles. Dealing with someone who has a personality disorder only makes it worse, all right? Make sure that you understand your mental health is what matters, okay? Your well-being is what matters. And if you ever find yourself dealing with a narcissist, a sociopath, or whatever, all right, understand it's not your fault. And understand that, you know something, you're not the only one who has gone through it. There are millions of people who have left extremely toxic relationships. Sometimes not because they wanted to. A victim doesn't know that they're a victim until after the fact. All right? So just also take that. Take that as you being able to walk away from a situation similar to that or even remotely close to that. It's probably God's way of really saving you from something way worse. All right? So take it with you guys. I'll see you soon. Namaste.